okay, I'm trying to use variable that I don't declare here. Right, check that. Can you see that you are doing well? Okay. Now the reason why we are seeing this error, let me show us the error again. Now on call to reference error, user response is not defined. Why? And where is that error occurring? The thing actually was shows the line where the error occurred, which is row 35 or line 35 and column 35 in our code. Let's check out line 35. This line 35 shows that what this is where the error is actually coming from. Why? We are trying to use user response variable. Mind you, I've already commented it out and it's no more valid in our code again. That's why it's showing that error. So how to remove the error is either I uncomment this guy or I comment the two out so that it will not be showing that error, so that I can see what I want to see, which is we are doing well here. So another way of declaring a string is actually to use what we call backtick. So the backtick is this guy here, template string. Now we call it template string because of this sign backtick. You find this backtick character close to your one key, the letter 1 key on your keyboard is very close to it, depending on the keyboard type you are using, but most keyboard is always close to letter 1 key. Just press it and you see the backtick appearing there. All right. Now this type here, mind you are not pressing your shift together, just press the key and you show you this backtick. Now we call this type a template string because we can actually add a variable directly inside this backtick code. Mind you, the previous type of string like double quote or single quote, you cannot add your variable into it. Take for example, I'm declaring a variable here. Let my name, that's a variable, and I'm typing to be Francis. So now, and I want to display this Francis here. I can't put it inside there. It will not. I can't put my name variable inside there. It will not show. It will only be showing you are doing well my name. And let's check it out. You can see it will not show the value inside that variable. So to actually display the value inside this variable, then we have to be using plus sign, plus the variable, and you will see you are doing with Francis. Do you see that? So now, and even this one now, because this name and this guy actually join together, which means that is that I put a space here to create a space between the variable value and the text, or I remove it and I add it myself, plus another space, empty space like that, empty string, sorry, then plus again. So this one is actually a space in between. So let's save it and check it out. So it has added the space there too. So but I don't want to be doing this, all this thing plus plus plus. I don't want to be doing it, and that's the essence of now using your backtick type of string. So I will now come here, use this guy, then close it here with that same string. Now how do I put my variable inside? Am I going to write my variable name directly like this, my name? No, it will not still show, but there is a character you can actually use, your $, then your curly bracket. Then inside this curly bracket, ensure this curly bracket is always next to this $sign without a space. If you put a space in, between these two guys, then it becomes invalid. So it always needs to be together. Then you put your variable inside it, which will be my name. So this is how you can put your variable and your string text together without using plus sign. So let's check that out. You see that it's still working. And if I change this guy now to Francis Joe, you see that it will still display it as it ought to display. So there's no need of adding plus space plus variable and the rest. So that's the essence of using this backtick type in our code. All right, so now let's go back to getting a response from user, and we want to log the response, and at the same time we want to write HTML code and display the response together. All right, let's see how we can do that. We already know our HTML code and how to write those tags. You can still write it in your JavaScript string as a string. So I'll be putting it in a multi-line spacing. Now, when you declare it here and you've not yet closed it, anything in between till you close it will be a string. So that's why I can actually be creating a space like enter, using my enter key to create a space. Anything between here will always be in between this string. So sorry, So meaning that what it will not run to an error. So now I want to write my HTML code here now, and I'll write h2 and I will close it just like we normally do rather in our web page. Then I'll write something here. This is to display user response. See that? You can even style it the way we normally do inline styling. You can do inline styling here, then use your double quotes. Then here I can write color, and my color I want it to be blue. That's it. Then your response now. Let me say I want to put the response in a paragraph. Then use your paragraph tag, or let me say quote rather. Use your quote Q tag. Then ensure you close your tag before you write anything inside. You can see this. So now in between this tag now I'll put my my value, which is the response, not this guy. I'm not using this guy again. So which is user response here, the one the user will give to us. Then I'll come down here. Mind you, when you are writing the variable inside a template string or backtick, you have to use your $sign and your curly bracket. Then you put it inside. Okay, let's save it and run it. Now this the whole string that I wrote here, or I put here now, will be inside this variable response. And what am I displaying? How am I displaying on the web page? I'm using this document.write, then the variable inside this method, and it will display it for us. So let's run it and check. So now what's your name? I'll put Michael Jordan. Yes, please. So Michael Jordan here, then okay. Can you see that? This is to display user response. Michael Jordan. Can you see that? So which means that we can use JavaScript to display our HTML code, HTML tags, even with stylings. So you can see that, which is looking beautiful. And let's say we want to make it look better and sweeter. I want to add a styling to this guy here. Then we can have a background color to be a fainted orange. So I will use FF, and I will use EE, then I will use probably HE, then comma. Mind you, always close your quotes so that you don't forget that. Then after that, the color, I want it to be black. Then after that, I want the what's it called? After the color, I want padding. I want the padding to be 20px. So let's save it and check it out. So let me put another name here, Francis Mark. Can you see that? So this is how you can actually use your JavaScript in your web page. Alright, we are actually through with this guy now. Let's see what other things we can do with JavaScript. So we can see how we can get response from user. And let's say you even want to get true or false response. You just want to know if the user click on something or doesn't click on anything. But I'm coming. Let's add something to this prompt here. So now can you see that? Now this is an initial value, just like a placeholder value to show the user what is expected inside the input. So take for example now, excuse me, you want to tell user that the full name should be what they should put there, not just name. No, I'm only asking here. Now I separated the two parameters with comma. Don't forget that. What is your name? This is the question that will actually bring that input text box there, and I want the user to know what type of data I want from there, and which will be the initializer here, full name. So I'm expecting user to put full name, and that's why I added this second parameter to my prompt method. It's not a must. The one we've been doing, we've not actually been adding this second parameter, and it's still working. But if you want the user to know what to put inside, you can add this second parameter to it, which is full name. Let's check it out. You see that full name, and the user will now clear it and I can type twin mark, and see that there, correct. So that's how to use your prompt method. The first parameter is the question where that will initiate the text input, and the second parameter is like a placeholder or initialize initial value to the what, to the question. You can put a name yourself as initial value. Okay, so let's leave that. Another method we can use in JavaScript aside okay, let me even declare another variable aside this prompt to get response from user is, let's say user response to then that one will now be what we call confirm. This confirm method will only return true or false, and it only takes a single parameter, like a single parameter. So let me correct this guy here. It only takes a single parameter. So this parameter here, now I'm just putting a, that's not what you put here. Probably you want to ask a question and you want to know if the user consent to that question before proceeding to the next thing. So now let me ask a question. Do you like, okay, do you want to proceed to the next stage? And the user will actually respond with okay or cancel. So I'll be replacing this guy. Now mind you, I've actually replaced it here too, so I want to get a user response now. Oh my goodness, I'm coming. This guy is running the first one. Let me comment this guy out so that it won't be interfering with what we are doing. So now run it. You can see that. Do you want to proceed to the next page? If the user click cancel, you will see what the response is, what, false. You can see false. Now let's run it again. If user should click OK, the response is what, true. True. So the confirm method return true or false as the result or the response from the user, and you can use that to do anything you want in your code, and that should lead us to the next one, which we call control structure or conditional statement. And what is even conditional statement or control structure now? Okay, now we want to do something with that true, some probably thank you or do whatever things, but I will just start the control structure with a if else condition. So what we call conditional statement or control structure in programming is actually if else statement, like if this is available, do this, else don't do that. If, okay, take for example you want to eat now and you want to send someone an errand to help you get the food, and saying that, oh, if you can let me get a shawarma, then buy 2 plates. But if shawarma is not available, consider that condition. If shawarma is not available, then don't get anything. Okay, probably you want to eat rice now, say, okay, please, if you can let me get a jollof rice, then buy 2 plates, else buy 1 plate. So you are giving a person a condition of condition to actually perform the task you are giving to him or her. So that's how conditional statement works, logic work in programming. And how do we go about that? Okay, where are we getting the confirmation? Okay, we are getting from here. So now we want to do something. Now I want to check if, then after that if word, you put your brackets, then your variable you want to check out, and you put it here, then your equal sign. Now we have two type of equality sign rather. This means if this is equal to true, then it should do something. Let's say something, alert, tell user thank you, thanks for your response. And s, if user say any other thing, or let's say another if condition now, if the variable is equal to false, then it should alert, like tell user something. I want to tell user something like oops, we cannot proceed to the next stage, or rather say you cannot proceed rather. Alright, so let's save it and check it out now. Do you want to proceed to the next stage? Cancel. You can see that oops, you cannot proceed to the next stage. And let's run it again. Let's click OK. You can see that thanks for your response. Now, how are we getting different messages based on the results? Because we are using our conditional statement if. And at the same time, I can even decide not to use alert. I can write the response on the web page. Let's say document dot write. Let's run it. Do you want to proceed to the next stage? Okay. So I'm getting an error. Let's check the error out. Uncaught reference error, document is not defined. Now look at my error here. Try and be reading your error message. You can see now the document word is not correct. I'm actually typing DOU instead of DO. And where is the error occurring? That's line 39. So let's go back to our code and check it out. Line 39. Okay, this it. Yeah. Okay, and here. Alright, so let me run it again. Alright, it's fine. Do you want to proceed to the next stage? Okay, can you see that? Thanks for your response. Alright, let's run it again. Cancel, no. You see, oops, you cannot proceed to the next stage. So this is how you can use conditional statement to actually run your code based on the input parameter. And this guy here confirm is what is giving us our input parameter to our variable here. And at the same time, this one we check for anything that has to do with true. And I can as well remove this equal sign here. Why? Because when you put any variable that has a value into if condition in JavaScript, it will always be seen as true. And when you put any variable that has false value or that doesn't have value at all into if condition in JavaScript, it will always be seen as false. So it will still work just like the way it did now. Can you see that? No, I'm seeing something. Fine, nice one, I love this. Now can you see that the condition is actually running together? The first if condition and the second if condition actually ran together here, which ought not to be. And why? The reason why is that when you're using this method in JavaScript, now this method is actually saying that if this variable has a value, then you should run what is inside here. And in actual sense, it has a value, just that the value is false or true. And the value this guy is returning is not a true boolean value. How do you confirm that it's not a boolean value? It's actually a string, though it's actually returning it as you can see true or false, but I can say that the value being returned is not a what's it called? Is not a true boolean value to compare using this if else condition. How do we check that? We can check that by using a keyword type of. So we use the keyword type of to check the data type of a variable. So like this one now, type of this variable, now it will now display the type for us. So let me change this word to type of variable. Sorry, variable data type. So this one always tell us what the variable data type. So let's check the variable data return from our confirm function. Oh, sorry, it's still boolean. Why? It's correct, it's boolean. Then why is it not running it? It's running, it's going to be true. Oh yes, correct. This condition here, sorry, this condition here and this condition here is actually the same condition. So which means that to abnegate this condition here, to get a reverse of this condition here, I'll put an operator called not operator, and this is exclamation symbol. So this actually represents that what any value here should be opposite of the value here. So if this guy is true, then this place will be false. Then if this guy is false, then this place will be true. Mind you, if condition will not run if the value is false, but if condition will always run if the value is true. Is that clear? So now, because when this guy will be false, this guy will not run, and when it is false, this guy will be false here, but this negative operator here will turn into true. We change to opposite of the value inside it. If this guy is true, then this guy will turn into false. If the guy is false, then this guy will turn into true. That's the essence of that not operator there. So let's check it out. Cancel. You can see that oops, you cannot proceed to the next stage. Working. Okay, thanks for your response. Why? The reason why is because when this guy is returning the value, which is boolean, it return true. The first one, when you click OK, return true, and this guy will be correct, and it will display this guy. Now you see the same variable here, but mind you, when it return true, this our symbol here, operator here, turn into false. It will turn into false. That true to false. Then that's why this guy is not working. And the next time we choose cancel, this guy will return false, and when it return false, this condition will not run because it's false. And here it's still false, but this our not operator will change to true. It will always change to opposite of what you put it together with. You change to opposite of that false, which will be true, and it will run this condition. And at the same time, you might not, for this type of condition, you might even decide not to use two if condition. You can decide to use s, and this s, sorry, let me copy that string. This s doesn't need the s word doesn't need condition like if. You can say so sorry, s keyword. So this if s means that if this condition is not true, then run this guy irrespective of what is coming. If it is not true, if it is false, then you should always run this guy. Then if it is true, you should run this guy. So you can use if else condition. So I will be stopping this tutorial here till the next video. I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. Alright, enjoy yourself and have a nice day. This is the basic of JavaScript programming tutorial. Thank you.